Today I'm going to share with you something a little bit different. I'm going to share my 4 immutable laws for business. Now, immutable laws are the rules of our lives. They're kind of a blend of ethics, core values, and self-assigned rules. Immutable means unchanging over time or unable to be changed. They're the guidelines that define you and your business. Now, I'd never heard of immutable laws until I came across Mike Michalowicz. He says the immutable laws act as a rudder that steer the ship. For a lot of us, we have these tucked away somewhere in our subconscious, and often we don't realize we have them until someone crosses them. But I've made an effort to articulate my immutable laws and make these principles part of the fabric of my business. So I thought I'd share them with you today in the hope that maybe it gets you to think about yours. So here are my 4 immutable laws. The first one is, we give to give, not to get. I believe in the power of being generous and kind. I don't think you need to be a narcissist to be successful, and I want everything I do to add value, whether that's by sending an encouraging message to a business owner or creating products that truly help business owners to succeed. It's about helping others. That's really why I'm here. And you want to know something? My vision for this thing is huge. I really want to help people create businesses that have a powerful, positive impact on the world and bring joy to people. So that's really encapsulates what I really want to achieve in Lala Social Club. My second law is that we only work with people we can help. If I sincerely believe that I can't help someone achieve their goal, I'm going to say so. I've learned the hard way, and honestly, probably the only way, that selling people something that isn't a good fit for them never ends well. My end goal is always to help people. I've also had to define the types of people I can help. And I've realized I can't help people who aren't prepared to do the work to get the results, don't respect my boundaries, and aren't willing to learn. The third immutable law is that we get paid for value, not for transactions. If people try to beat me down on price, I remind myself of this law. I get paid for value. When people work with me, they're paying for my expertise, not my hourly rate, which, by the way, I don't have an hourly rate. This is a common thing I find a lot of creatives and small business owners struggle with. I worked with a consultant to really help my mindset around this, and it actually took years for me to feel okay charging consultant prices instead of technician prices. And my 4th one, if my mum is listening, sorry about this. My 4th immutable law is that I have a no dickhead policy. Seriously, no jerks, no time wasters, no meanies. That's it. I had an experience with a client in the middle of COVID-19 that was truly heinous. Now, I don't use the word heinous lightly. It was heinous. It was terrible. They didn't respect my process, my boundaries, or my pricing, and didn't communicate appropriately. It actually caused me to have quite high anxiety, and all in the middle of a global pandemic, no less. A heinous crime. That's why. That's why we call it heinous. But seriously, I learned so much through that experience, and the most liberating thing I realized was I get to choose how I spend my time and who I spend my time with, and that includes clients. There is no point working my butt off to build a business if I can't reserve the right to say no to working with certain people if they aren't a good fit. If my gut says no, then I need to follow that. And for you, if you have an instinct or a discernment about people, you've got to trust that. You've got to follow that. I've learned that, again, the hard way. So my policy is in place, and I now know that if I get the vibe that someone is going to be trouble, they're going to waste my time, or they're not going to respect my boundaries, I follow my immutable laws and politely say, no deal. Now you know my immutable laws. What are yours? What are the things that strike a chord with you? Are there moments where you feel someone has crossed your inner code? Because if so, that's where you should start. I have mine stuck to my wall as a reminder. So if I'm ever on the phone or on an email and I feel like something is not lining up, I can see them right away and I can go, oh, that doesn't work for me. So I encourage you, give it a go, see what you come up with, and go get them.